Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Allie, and last time I made a video, I mentioned that I was going to walk around and show you how many foot candles I'm giving all of my plants. It's about noon now, so the sun's not blasting into this window. I will also tell you what grow lights that I'm using on my cabinets and my shelves. I recently also had a spider mite outbreak on my philodendron splendid, and I have some really cool microscope footage of those spider mites that I'll also be incorporating into this. I did a sulfur treatment about a month ago, and I'm definitely due for another one based on that. I also went to PlantCon, and this is my new shirt, and got some new plants, so I'll show you those, and maybe some other leaves that I'm excited about and want to feature as well. All right, so we'll get started. Okay, so this is the light meter that I use. I got it off of Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. Around here, just without grow lights, let me see. So my Monstera Albo, she gets about 211 pretty much all day here in front of the window. My Aurea and both Albos get priority seating, and so does the Curtsii and Rickrat Cactus. Over here, okay, so for example, this grow light, these plants right here are getting about 220 under my Barina T5 grow lights. Each shelf has the same, so my variegated dragon scale is getting about 330, but when they're back here, it does change. Oh, well, never mind, it's about the same. All of these shelves have the exact same grow lights, and down here, my Pallidiflorum, for example, she gets a lot of direct sunlight in the morning till about 11 through the window. And so she hangs out right there. She's almost touching the ground. And then my begonia just makes a mess. Look at that. Every day there are flowers on the ground. Okay, so anyway, over here, they get a lot of direct sunlight as well. Right now they're not under grow lights, but they're still getting 130. My Queen Anthurium's getting about 100, but during, like I said, the morning from 7 a.m. to maybe 10 for her, she is getting direct sunlight. Now, since I have this shelf taken out of this one and this one, so it's only technically 2 shelves, this grow light's really high up, but it's still giving enough to fit the Cuprea and the fuzzy petiole. The King Anthurium really isn't benefiting from it. It's just getting the ambient light from the window. You can tell my Philodendron squamiferum has reached the top, about at the top of the window line, meaning since it's recognized that the light source has gone down, it has flowered for me. So I have 3 inflows on this squamiferum, and in my other plant room, it has reached above the light as well and is also flowering. So I'm gonna try to pollinate my squamiferum. We'll see what happens. I don't really know if it's gonna work out. I moved my Hoya linearis over here by the window as well. She's gotten so many haircuts in the last month or 2. And then my tricolor Adansonii also gets priority seating right there by the window as well. Who else? Okay, so I guess we can move on to the next area of my house. My Staghorn Fern gets direct sunlight till about noon and absolutely loves it. She's like pushing up against the window, begging for more. And then my Ficus triangularis gets the same, and then so does the spider plant. This window and its arrangement setup changes like every single month, but overall it doesn't have blinds, and I just have this window, I don't know, cover so that people can't see in. It doesn't really interfere with the light source, so like my crystallinum is getting about 300 foot candles. My Transescanthia is getting, what does that say, 300, say 2,000? You see? Oh my gosh, the glare is so bad. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I can't see. But overall, I moved my Hoya over here. She's getting about 200 during the day as well. I've kind of turned this into a propagation area for my Billietiers. And all of that's being sold. I'm doing a pop-up sale mid-October, so most of these plants are actually going to be gone. Well, the crystallinum's going to stay, but most of these are propagations that I'm selling. Most of the Billietiers are in their own like jar of water. But yeah, pretty excited. And my succulents and cactuses really seem to enjoy being on this window, and so does the peperomia, I hope. So yeah, it's getting about 400 up here. Okay, so inside of my Alocasia corum cabinet, I have a grow light that just screwed right into the pre-existing, I don't know, lamp, bulb thing, whatever. Oh my gosh. I need to clean this mirror in the back. Look how splashed and gross that is. Anyway, but yeah, let me just take a second to explain how this bulb like emits light. So all the plants, the direction of the bulb, all the plants over here are getting the highest light. Right here it's about mid, and then back here it's much lower. It's mostly just ambient from the mirror and from the back of the bulb, as you can see. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how much versatility this cabinet offers. I can have higher light plants and lower light plants. Oh, is this not on? Okay. So my variegated Friedex are getting about 400 over here, up to 600 for the Amazonicas. I put little seedlings down here, 300, 600, 500 for those Friedex. And then back here, I put this mystery Anthurium, and it's getting about 130. Whenever I scoot it up to about right here, it gets too much light and it begins to yellow a little. So I keep scooting it back, hoping I can keep the leaves nice and dark and green. And then like my little ficus, whatever it's called, frog's foot vine, he lives back there where the light is the lowest, and he is growing faster than I've ever seen. So yeah, this is where all my little baby alocasias hang out. They seem to really enjoy it. So this Mills bow cabinet used to be in my kitchen, but I went ahead and moved it in here because I was gonna put grow lights in it anyway, and the kitchen has natural light. So I have a regular clip lamp on my Aglaonemia, and it also gets kind of ambient light from the Mills bow. In here, I don't have it sealed off for humidity. I just tossed up some more Barina T5 grow lights that I don't even have the cords like nicely tucked away yet. But I have, let's see. I need to make adjustments. I think I'm gonna take this shelf off because all of these are way too close to the green light, and I'm definitely seeing like sun stressing. But like, look how hot pink that Begonia Sinbad is. It's just a little too much. It does stimulate my corms to pop faster, or whatever like node cutting that I have going on. But after it's popped, I really like to go ahead and move it out of here. So I guess, for example, it's getting about 500. This one is getting 900 foot candles. This little pothos, poor thing, is getting 700, 500. I also took out one of my other fuzzy petioles out of here, not this one, but a bigger one, because it was yellowing, and I actually think that my majestic cutting is doing the same. It's only 400 though. I don't really know why, but they do look like they're under a lot of stress. My baby queen Anthurium is getting about 136. This is a chunk that I cut off of my mother plant, but 2 plants have grown out of it. So if you can kind of see that 2 plants are growing out of that. This is my variegated black stem, and I am obsessed with it. Look at how beautiful this new leaf is. So it gave me this leaf and this leaf in my care, and I bought it with this one from the Dallas Plant Con. Isn't it so beautiful? I'm in love. And this is also an alocasia that grows enormous. So that's that. More propagations, things that I'm selling at my pop-up. Okay, sorry, the neighbor's dogs are barking like crazy, but I have my philodendron micans in here, and in the morning she gets a lot of light, but in the afternoon she's only getting about 50-foot candles. And so is my crocodile fern and my, oh my gosh, fern leaf cactus. And I just have other random plants that I don't care for much in here just because the light is very low, but this one seems to be absolutely thriving. It has a ton of new growth points from this low light. And then this one's just resurrecting from the dead. I think it had like 2 leaves. And yeah, in the last 6 months, it's grown quite bushier. Now for the plant room, I turned the blue light off and just have it on red to help simulate some blooms. And sure enough, we have 2 inflows on this squamifera. I'm so pleased with that. This leaf here is getting about 400 foot candles. The begonia is getting only 100. It's about 85, 60, 69, 38. Yeah, it gets quite low down here. About 90 on that Sinbad. But usually when I have both lights on, it's significant. It's just not a vibe. I don't really like the blue light in my home, but it definitely increases the foot candles. This is 1,700 foot candles, 500, almost 300, 300, 300, yeah. So everything down here gets about 300, which is nice because in the winter I bring all my plants in here to survive over the winter. And this is perfect for them. But like I said, I have the red line in there trying to get that to bloom. It's starting to fall over. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay. How pretty. Hold on, let me turn this light back off. Look at how hot pink that is, or orange. This is my other Prince of Orange that I was experimenting in Leca. Look at that, just neon. And then extra pink princess cuttings that again I'm selling. Let's see, I think that wraps it up for this room. Lastly, we're outside. My monstera I stuck out here because it kept falling over and the leaves were getting damaged from falling over all the time, but it's only getting about 60. In the morning, it'll go up to 200, and then late in the evening, the sun comes down behind me, and it gets a lot. It gets about 100. Everybody else, it's about 40, 28. Yeah, all of these get about 100 in the evening, from about 3 to 5 o'clock. There's my fiddle leaf. And then again, a ton more propagations that I cannot wait to sell. And then these plants here, they get direct sunlight from between the trees later in the day. So I recently moved my Adansonii and propagated it. It was growing up the wall. Over here, you can kind of see the damage from that. You can also see that the Brandtianum was starting to get a little toasted under there. So yeah, I think over here it's gonna get more reasonable light, and it's not in the direct sunlight. So it gets about 150 to 200 all day. The succulents get about 400, 500 all day long. My big Ficus burgundy gets about 400, $400 for that fern. $400. So first we're in the thousands in the morning and it's noon. The foot candles definitely go down to about 400. Look at how beautiful. I have a new leaf coming in on the variegated bird of paradise. Anybody else new? And I have a ton of plants down there potted in soil ready to be sold as well. But it's a mess. I'm not going to show you that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the videos of these plants when I brought them home from PlantCon. But these two alocasias were so beautiful. Actually, this leaf didn't even exist. But this is a good example of what too much light will do to your plant. It literally burned through it. It's like transparent. You can see my finger on the other side. Isn't that crazy? So this is an Alocasia watsoniana. And it turns out it does not like any direct sunlight. And I left it there for a while. This is a scalprum. And again, I think this was actually an issue because I had it in a cloche and I think it started to mold or get a bunch of edema. And now it's just toasted off, but I think it's really pretty. I actually have bought a scalprum already and they sent me this, which is actually a bisma, an Alocasia bisma. I can see the similarities. It definitely has a nice texture like the scalprum, but it doesn't get black. Like the leaves will always be kind of silvery like this and not like black like an Alocasia scalprum would look like. So this is currently what my Philodendron Splendid looks like. She's still sizing up, but actually I don't see any spider mite damage on this leaf yet. But this is a great example of what the spider mite damage looks like. Okay, so if you're squeamish about bugs, I would pause this video and fast forward a little bit. You can see the sulfur on my plants. I'm using my microscope right now, and all that white is just the sulfur. That's supposed to prevent them, but there's a spider mite going down right there. There's one going up right there. I found another one right here, and this was all before I gave it a good wash and did another pest treatment and put it in quarantine in my kid's bathroom. But wow, look at the hairs on this spider mite's back. And then here's one building a web in the leaf's sinus. It's just really freaky. This is a handheld microscope, so I am shaking quite a bit. It's easier if you use it on the stand and bring the plant to the microscope, but yeah, this plant's too big and tall for that. And I keep checking it for pests. I haven't seen any, but I'm not taking any chances. It's gonna stay in quarantine in my kid's bathroom until I'm ready to release it. I also chopped between every single node of this plant to stimulate some more growth since it was so well rooted into the moss pole. And look at all these new babies that are coming out. Aren't they so pretty? And I even have some cuttings in my cabinet too that I think I'm gonna try to sell. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how beautiful Philodendron Splendid is. And the size of this leaf, scoot back, it's so pretty and velvety and just delicious. It's absolutely delicious. My Lauterbachia also still on the struggle bus as always with pests. I think I just need to chop its whole head off and just right here at the base and have it grow back, repot it and everything. Like the whole thing is just contaminated and needs to go. I'm pretty sure that my Hoya gracilis can return back to its home because I haven't seen any flat mites on it, but I'm just not in the mood to take any chances. And it honestly loves the lighting that it gets in this bathroom. It just kind of hangs right there and does its thing. My boys are annoyed because it constantly flowers and drops the flowers all over the ground, and I make them clean it up because, yeah. But yeah, she might just live there forever. All right, so that pretty much wraps it up for this video, and I'll finish it off with some clips that I took at the Dallas PlantCon, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.